Guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm probably getting this recipe in a little late for Thanksgiving, but you can use it for Christmas or anytime during the holidays if you don't want to rush out and buy these ingredients. Now this is going to start with a box cake mix, and it is a white cake mix. And then right here it says with pudding in the mix. And that's what you want. You want white cake mix with pudding in it. This happens to be Betty Crocker, but you use any kind you want to. Alright, now I've already put it in my mixing bowl. And along with that is going to go 3 large eggs. Get those in there. This is something I've made up, so I hope you all will enjoy it. Then is going to go 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. One and 1/4 cups of buttermilk. That's 1. And I'll just fill my oil cup back up for the other 1/4. Alright, now I'm going to beat this and then I'll bring you back. Mix it real well. Alright, that didn't take too long. Now here's where there's a variation. I'm going to start off with 1 teaspoon, but it's imitation, but it's vanilla, butter, and nut flavoring. I'm going to start out with 1 teaspoon, but I'm thinking I'm going to add 2. But I'm going to add 1 in there. And mix it up. Oh, and listen, I started my beaters off too fast, and I had flour and buttermilk and everything all over the counter, all over everything, the mixer. So I'm just going to caution you ahead of time. I don't know why that happened. I never do that. But alright, we're going to turn this off. I'll raise it up. I'll give it a little taste here. I'm adding 1 more teaspoon. In the meantime, and I meant to tell you this at the beginning, preheat your oven, and I've told you about when your little buzzer goes off, you still let it keep preheating for at least 10 minutes. Because it's really not quite where you want it. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Now you can probably do this in a 9x13 pan, but because tomorrow's Thanksgiving, I'm doing this as a layer cake. And I have greased and floured 3 9-inch pans, cake pans. I've also got, I greased it, I put wax paper in the bottom of every one of them, and then I greased them again and then floured them. So have those ready. Let's get this going again. Then I'm going to give it another taste. And we'll see if 2 is enough. I kind of think it will be. I've decided to call this chocolate raspberry coconut cake. So that's what it's going to be. Alright. I think that's enough. That's enough. 2 teaspoons. Now you don't have to add that if you don't want to. But I did. Alright, the next ingredient is 3.5 ounces of flaked coconut. And you know those, I get them in bags, they're 7 ounces. They're 7 ounces, so just use half a bag. Just eyeball it. It's not going to ruin the cake if you don't measure it exactly. I'm going to get some of this off here. Anyway, I'm going to stir this in. 3.5 ounces of flaked coconut and a cup of chopped nuts. And when I get it stirred in, you'll be back. Alright, I got all these distributed, and they may not be exactly right. But guys, don't worry over that. It's not going to matter. Do you think somebody's going to cut into this cake and say, well, I'm not going to eat it because these layers aren't even? They're not going to do that. And I brought you back because I want you to see that this batter is thick. It's a thick batter, so if yours turns out this way, don't worry, that's the way it's supposed to be. So I got my 3 pans. I'm going to put them in a preheated 350 degree oven for 15 to 17 minutes or until they're tested and come out clean. And when you pull them out of the oven, they're going on a wire rack in these cake pans for 10 minutes. We'll be back. Hi everybody, we're back. My little cakes took 20 minutes. I don't know why, but they did. They took 20 minutes, and as you can see, they're very thin. I want to say about a ½ inch thin. And I let them cool in the pan on these racks for 10 minutes, and then I turned them out and let them cool completely. Now, if you want a higher cake, use an 8-inch. 3 8-inch pans. I used 9-inch. Alright, so we're just going to take one of them. In fact, I think I'll get the one that's furthest away. And I'm going to set it where I want this cake to be. Alright, now in the meantime, I want to tell you that I didn't measure, I just took some of this hazelnut chocolate spread, and I put it in a small bowl, and I'm going to microwave it for 20 seconds. Well, maybe it won't take that long. We're going to do it 15 seconds. And I also took some of this. This is a premium raspberry fruit spread. And I've done the same thing. I put it in a small bowl. I haven't microwaved it yet, but I'm going to. Whoops, there's a little part of our cake. Alright, and I also, this is the icing. This was an 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese, a ½ cup of butter, which is 1 stick. It says butter or margarine, so you can use either, and it's softened, and a 16-ounce package of confectionery sugar, and in case you have a large bag, that's 2 cups, and 2 teaspoons. It called for vanilla extract. I used the same thing I used in the cake, the vanilla, butter, and nut flavoring. And then you just, you cream together the butter and cream cheese and the vanilla. And after that's creamed real well, you're going to gradually add in the confectionery sugar and just beat it till it's fluffy. And then when that's completed, I added a cup of toasted pecans. And then I just stirred it till they were combined. And also the pecans that went in this little cake, they were also toasted. So let's see how our chocolate's doing over here. Well, partially. I actually think that's probably enough. Alright, so here is our hazelnut spread. And it's going down on the first layer. And don't spread it all the way to the edges. Get it about like that, about a ½ inch or so. Because when you put the next layer on, this is going to spread out a bit. Alright. A little more over here. Now, you know, you don't have to use hazelnut flavor. If you want to use plain chocolate or any other flavor you want to use, you go right ahead. But I'm making hazelnut raspberry coconut cake, so I have used hazelnut. Alright. Now the next layer. But here's the trick. Let me remove that. You're going to take the next layer of cake, which is right here, and we're going to turn it upside down. This is really right side up, but we'll use it for the center. And we're going to take some of this icing, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to spread it. And don't go all the way to the edges. Just spread it in on the cake. There we go. I think this could probably use a little bit more. Right there. Alright, now very carefully, you're through doing that. Very carefully, you're going to turn this upside down and place it on this bottom layer. Upside down. You want this cream cheese to be icing on one side and the chocolate on the other. And Lord Jesus help me. We're gonna, whoop, and I missed, but doesn't matter, it'll slide. Alright, there we go. We've got those two layers on. Now, let's see, what did I do with the raspberry? Here it is. I haven't liquefied it yet. So if you've ever wondered how a bakery does this, this is exactly how they do it. Now, I've never worked in a bakery. But common sense tells you that they've got to have something that's going to make it spreadable, right? Got to have some way of making the whatever they're putting in the center of their fancy cake, making it spreadable. Alright, let's see how this is doing here. Yeah, that's plenty. Alright, here's our raspberry. I'm going to put it in the center. I'm going to be careful with this because it's running. And that's why it's going on the bottom, because you're going to have a greater chance of the raspberry running if you used it for the top layer, you know, facing down. You're going to have a greater chance of it getting gloopy. So we're just going to put it on the bottom layer and spread it around. Don't go all the way to the edge. And like I told you, I didn't measure this. And you don't have to use raspberry. If you want to use peach or apricot or blackberry or apple or strawberry, you go right ahead. You make up your own combinations of flavors, because actually that's what I did. Whoops. I have wax paper on this so that anything I drop while I'm spreading will go on the wax paper and not on the cake holder. I'm going to turn this over. And here we go again with our icing. We'll put it down in the middle. And be careful of the center, because everybody, including me, they have a tendency to let it be thicker in the center. And you want to try to get it, you know, as even as possible. I'm going to put a little more right here. This icing is, it's not a real thin icing, so you're going to have to work with a little bit to get it to spread the way you want to, but it's not going to pick up any crumbs from the cake. I was a little surprised, I have to say, that this cake didn't rise any higher than it did, but as long as it tastes good, what do we care, right? Alright, so here's the top layer. There we go. And here's our cake. Now, there goes our icing. You see, this cake's going to slide. It's going to slide because it's got heated stuff between it. If you want to wait till that cools down some, you go ahead. I see it's coming out right there. There we go. That's because I got it too close to the edge. Alright. Now the sides. And you're just going to take the spatula and just put it up against the side and bring it around. That's all you're going to do. Just like that, and you're not going to worry about what you've got it laying on, because you've got the wax paper down to catch anything that you might have spilled. Alright, I'm going to finish getting the icing on this cake, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, guys, I finished the cake, finished icing it, put some more coconut on top, and I put it in the refrigerator for about an hour maybe, just to let everything kind of meld. And I know this is for Thanksgiving, but I'm going to cut into this cake. And I think I might have put too much chocolate and too much raspberry in there, because I don't think you want a whole lot, you know, in the center of your cake, although some people may. Sammy! Sam! He has been waiting for this piece of cake, just about pacing back and forth. So I'm going to get a piece of it out of here. Oh my goodness. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't get too much. Let's get a better shot of this. Get that over there. Get a close up. Can you all see that beautiful cake? Let me spin it around for you. And he is supposed to be our taster. Hold on just a second. Let me get him, because he'll be so sorry if he misses this. Alright guys, I finally rounded old food tester Sam up, and he's going to taste this piece of cake and give us his thoughts on it.
Well, it's a pretty cake. I don't know what kind it is.
Well, I don't either, really. I honestly don't. It's just something I made up, so if it's not good, I need to know.
Very good. Everybody will love that.
Is that all you have to say?
Well,
After you've been pacing for an hour.
Well, it's delicious. I mean, what else can I say?
I guess that's enough. There you go, guys. Thank you for coming in today and spending a little part of your day with me. Please like and subscribe if you haven't. And I want to wish everybody a very blessed Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful, wonderful day with your friends and family. Celebrate, have fun, and make memories. Amen. Until next time, take care.